game. Can't wait to get into it, man. But how you feeling for the people on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, the audience over here, with everything going on right now?
I mean, man, it's these definitely some crazy times. You know what I'm saying? Times like we've never seen before. It's just it's just a lot to take in. But I think we're witnessing a lot of changes going on. Some could be for the good, some for the bad. We just gotta wait and what I'm saying. Just gotta take it day by day, basically.
Nick Cannon, that was a
Basically.
situation that everybody was kind of giving their opinion on. What's your thoughts on that? I didn't get the chance to hear you speak on what you thought about Nick Cannon's firing and his apology.
Man, for what I want to say about his apology, I don't think everybody should doubt him for his apology. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I mean, people think when a person gives an apology, it makes them weak, or what I'm saying. There's nothing. If Nick felt like he said something wrong, then there's nothing wrong with him giving an apology. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make him weak, doesn't make him less of a man. I think that's a stereotype that we really need to, let go, along with a lot of other ones that we tend to hold on to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. I don't think we talked to Rod Digger a couple. Oh, my fault. Go ahead. Do you think?
No. Go ahead.
Okay, we talked to Rod Digger a couple days ago, and she was kind of expressing the same sentiments. And we talked about not so much the apology that we held issue with; it was just the fact that it seemed like in his apology, he kind of negated his own intelligence and acted as if he was ignorant to what he was saying. And I think that was quite the opposite. So, what do you think about how he apologized?
Well, honestly, I really haven't even seen like what he said, so I really can't. You know what I'm saying? I really don't even know the whole story of what he said. I just heard he said something about Jews or something like that, and and all hell broke loose. So that's all I really heard. I didn't really hear what he said.
Yeah, he was on, I think, Canon Class with Professor Griff, and he was referencing Dr. Francis Welch's book, right?
Yeah.
And go, you can elaborate more on that.
He was pretty much just saying, he was talking about history and how, white people, he used the word savages and talked about how when they came, in contact with different civilizations, how they raped, stole, and pillaged different people. And he was breaking down that whole aspect. And that the word savages, I think, it was like the main thing that got to him, to the people. That's why they pretty much came out with the backlash and all that. They didn't want him using their platform to promote whites and Jews as savages.
I mean, they promote us on every platform they have as savages. You know what I'm saying? So if you could dish it, why can't you take it? Like for real. Like and the history is real. It's not like nothing was made up. The thing is they don't like to be reminded of it. That's the whole thing. They don't like to be reminded of it. Their whole thing is, oh yeah, it happened. Let's just sweep it under the rug already. But still treat black people the same way they've been being treated. And that's what the people are saying now. That's what's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, a lot of things are changing, man. We're gonna find that we're going to be censored for saying things that was okay just a few years ago. That's not okay no more. Those are the things that are happening in society right now that we're witnessing. So we can probably expect a lot of this. So we just got to be, we just got to maintain, man, and stand our grounds and be firm about whatever we believe in.
Absolutely. We've seen Deshaun Jackson not even a week prior to this go through the same thing in the NFL. We've seen Nick Cannon go through it, but this is a conversation that's been happening through the music industry, whether it be conversations formulated in a different way, the Illuminati, whatever it may be. But we all know who owns the music industry, who owns the labels, who owns the publishing and things like that. Exactly. They don't like us to talk about it. So can you kind of just dive into your experiences within the music industry and how this correlates to what everything we're seeing right now?
Yeah, man, it's real. We did a episode on my podcast, Truth Talks, where we talked about a secret meeting that was held in regards of the direction that hip hop would go.
Mm-hmm.
And because the some of the major labels were investing in private prisons. So we spoke about how they made sure that gangster rap was pushed to the forefront more than any other genre of hip hop at the time, to basically influence the youth into committing crimes and living a gangster life with a thug life or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We were all basically tricked, man. You know what I'm saying? What we thought we were expressing ourselves and getting frustration off our chest about the way we were forced to live in these ghettos and in the slums. And at the same time, they're the ones that took our lifestyles and they glamorized it.
Mm-hmm.
They put the lights and the cameras behind it and said, look, like this looks attractive, don't it? You know what I'm saying? But we were simply like, yo, this is where we come from. This is what we had to go through. It wasn't the fact that we were glamorizing it, because in a lot of our songs, we told people, like, we glad we not living that life no more. It wasn't fun. You know what I'm saying? We was forced to live that way, but when we got up out of it, we started to try to turn around and do positive things. And that's one thing I feel like people need to know. It was, when they asked what happened to all the conscious rappers, that's what happened to them. Mm-hmm. Because they made it a point to make sure that those kind of messages and this kind of rap music would not be acceptable to the fans anymore. If it's not violent, we're not going to push it. If it has a message, if you're trying to educate the people, we're not having it. We want them listening to strictly nonsense. Nothing that's going to be dangerous to us. We don't want any uprisings, because they understood the power that Tupac possessed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were probably happy when he was gone, because they was like, we almost had a Malcolm X on a way bigger level,
right,
behind hip hop. It would have been times 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, so after Tupac, it was basically like, okay, we dodged that. We need to change it, get rid of conscious rap. So what they do, let's make sure these dudes get them niggas a couple of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a couple of dollars, make them forget that it's even a problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what happened. They started giving us all this money, and people started to it was no longer about the struggle. It was about me. It's all about me. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at now. And that's why no messages get through the youth right now, because the record industry has programmed this way of music getting out to the youth, to where it's only one genre of hip hop that's reaching them. Mm-hmm. They've narrowed it down. You have to sound like what's on the radio right now, and talk about what they're talking about in order to see any success. That's bottom line, with a few exceptions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we've been going through this. Like I said, Nick Cannon wasn't really saying nothing wrong. He just said something that they didn't want to hear. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Right. Could you speak about that? You talked about, I actually listened to that conversation today, and you also talked about, the rappers promoting criminality, but can you talk about them promoting the drug use too, and pushing that on people, and now wanting kids to try lean, Xanax, and all types of Molly and stuff like that?
Yeah, man. It's like crazy the level of deaths we see from these drug overdoses, and it's like. And some of these young kids, these young artists, they have pre-existing mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
And these labels, they don't take any of that into consideration when they're giving them these deals and get them all this money, and they're not guiding them at all. There is no guidance. There is no blueprint. It's just like it's all over the place right now. And anything goes. And I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. We talked about like marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We talked about drinking, and we talked about occasionally doing ecstasy or whatever. But We did those things like you know, when you're young, you're gonna experiment. We did those things separately. We didn't sit there and try to do every damn drug ever invented at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's only gonna end up in tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like somebody got to get at these youngsters and tell them, man, you know, like it ain't like you can lose your life, and then everything you worked for to get to this point is done. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to me, it's a lack of leadership, and it's a lack of positive role models out there that's not scared to step up and not just gonna sit back and scared to be ridiculed because you speak out against what everybody else is doing. There's nothing wrong with being different.